Good afternoon and welcome to a rather sunny yet breezy day in the South Lakes and the new Geely. This is one of the coolest, most memorable names in automotive history. Meet Starray. And in a word, it's as good as its name. Hello, I'm Ben Quirk. Welcome to Planet Auto. Geely. Have you heard of it? It's pretty well established. There's a number of manufacturers it's related to, whether it runs, partners, shares, whatever. That includes Lotus, Zeekr, okay, I'll get to you, Polestar, and Volvo. And I'm sure there's a couple of others as well. But when it comes to Geely, well, that's a different story. That's its own brand. And what you get with the Geely is quite something. For a start, its design house is in Milan. So you've got a Chinese brand that develops batteries, cars for numerous manufacturers, and then actually does its design side in Italy. Bellissimo. When you look at it, it's a good looking SUV. But the looks aren't just skin deep either. The way it's been put together, the platform it's on, GEA, scalable, modular. The EX5 and this are built on the same platform. And it allows for plug-in hybrid, and fully electric. And once you take a look inside, well, I mean, just take a look at where the wheels are. The fact that they're pushed back to the front and the back means that there's mega space where you just wouldn't expect it. But that's the clever thing about a custom platform. Not only that, the way it's connected the batteries strengthens the platform. On this model alone, with the hybrid batteries, it's bolted in around 15 places, so it adds rigidity. It's also what you might call an AI platform. And the deeper you delve into this, you'll see it's not just a vehicle, it's almost connected to the ether. Meaning when it feels the needs or there's an update rolled out, it just sorts itself out. This is one of the easiest vehicles to drive on the planet. You don't even press a button. It's like the same way an MG is. You climb in, the seat, as soon as you shut the door, the seat positions itself. If you touch that seat position, it'll even give you an option to save the position that you've just adjusted to. Right over our head. Not surprising, there's a lot of practicing done in the South Lakes. So yes, it may not be as advanced as one of those, but it's pretty damn good. Geely are doing things right. But it's not just the vehicle, it's the prices. These start at just under £30,000. And then the top one's £35,000. Now the Starray is strictly DMI, the manufacturer's first plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Dual motor. It's called super hybrid. And for a good reason. It makes the most out of its petrol. 1.5 engine, 4-cylinder. Unlike most of these vehicles, you can't even tell when it's shifting from EV to hybrid. You've got a decent electric range. There's two choices. So it's the same engine in both, but then you can choose from an 18.4 or a 29.8 kilowatt hour battery. So the latter gives you around 50 miles and the former 80. That's got to be class leading. Speaking of class leading, 8-year warranty. Not just on the battery, on the full vehicle. It's like they're going after BYD. Honestly, the price you pay and what you get. To think, Geely have launched 2 cars in around 4 months. So fully electric and then hybrid, showing the UK buyer that they're very serious about this market. And the fact that they're not going to just push you into an EV. China are rather clever like that. Whereas this country, we've almost been bamboozled into it. They're like, no, give them a choice. Now there's a number of dealers already out there. But their plan for 2026 is to roll out another 100 dealers. That's staggering. They know exactly how to tackle our market. Because let's face it, it's not the easiest in the world. So it ticks boxes across the board. Excellent platform, great looks, lots of features. And in true Chinese style, you get more for less. Now pretty much all the trims are highly spec'd. But if you do go for a slightly higher level, say the Max like ours, then you'll get things like a heads-up display, a 16-speaker audio system by Flymay, which is their AI audio system. And I mean theirs. They own the company. The thing is, when you own battery companies or audio companies, it means you can roll out the best of the best. So you don't just get Zeekr or Lotus or Volvo. you end up with Starray with a custom sound system because it costs them pretty much peanuts to do it, considering they're already in the market. I mean, it's not peanuts per se, but I think you get my meaning. It means you can get a pretty well-spec'd car for 30 grand. Does that even work? And look at the size of it. It's not what you'd call a starlet, is it? It's a decent sized SUV with mega space. And because it's on an EV hybrid platform, they can really make the most of positioning the batteries, allowing extra leg space, passenger space, an end cap that is off the charts. It's something like 90% for things like vulnerable road users and cabin protection. Does it surprise me? Not really, no, in China. We've seen some amazing brands enter this country in the last 2 years especially. What you'd pay for with a legacy brand, you get complimentary. But I think that makes perfect sense. Meaning the Pro starts from £29,990, the Ultra £32,699, the Max from £32,690, an Ultra from £34,990. With that spec, top of the range 35 grand. It's not even close to the luxury car tax bracket. Mind you, once again, it's China's way of doing business. I mean, in Chinese culture, it's customary to give gifts, and that's essentially what they're doing with their vehicles. If you pay 31, you'll get this, plus this. Whereas legacy brands charge for that and that. It's no wonder China are flying in the UK. It's sleek, it's stylish, it's dynamic. It doesn't look like 30 grand. It looks way more. I mean, just look at the curvature on the bonnet, the half clamshell, and this colour. Talk about popping. Speaking of colours, full palette. Everything from reds to greens to golds. Ultra slim LED headlamps, automatic, high beam assist, all that jazz. And top class safety, NCAP 5. It's almost safer to be run over by it than it is to have a collision in it. How does that even compute? No, it's funky, it's stylish. The vents down here, extra lights, and this sporty style splitter spoiler. I do like these as well. The lines down the bonnet. I know it's all for efficiency and thing, but it gives it almost an American muscle car type look. Large windscreen, power folding door mirrors, black accents throughout, chrome surrounding the window line. This has made a resurgence, and I like it. And yes, this is the Geely logo, and you do pronounce it Geely, not Geely. All singing and dancing, mitigation systems, cameras, as well as convenience, adaptive cruise control, lights from the mirrors, cameras on the mirrors. It ticks boxes throughout. It's such a clean design, yet you still get that off-roady plastic cladding. Thing is, when it's a vehicle of this size, it adds character. Depending on which trim you go for, depends on the wheels you get. And we've got 19-inch diamond cut alloys wrapped in Goodyear. So it handles pretty well too. Now I've been reading some interesting reports. It's not dynamic. Depends if you know how to drive an SUV. To be honest, I think it's pretty quick, and it's not too rolly either. It's quite agile considering its size, but it'll put a smile on your face, and that's the kind of thing I look for when going for a family SUV. Because let's face it, it is a family SUV. I think the only thing I would request is two-tone. I mean, just look at the way the mirrors work. Colour-coded door handles and keyless entry, and that's on all trims. Take a look inside. The door opens nice and wide, and that's a decent opening. Yes, it's not the most inspired interior, and it is quite dark. The door handle does lighten it up, and this is soft. Decent door pocket. As for climbing in, well, child's play. Dip my head a little bit, and then straight in. And as soon as I sit in it, it's activated. And if I shut the door, well, I'll show you in a moment. Talk about a mega center console. You're kind of cocooned, but not to the point that it feels uncomfortable. Nice squircle steering wheel, good to see. And yes, one of those. The thing is, it doesn't nag as much as you might expect, which is always a plus. So the Flyme sound system with the elevated speakers, that's something they have framed perfectly. It looks immense. Yes, the one thing you've probably clocked is there's not many buttons. There's 4 here and then a few on the steering wheel. The thing is, this rotary does far more than you'd expect. It's so intuitive. Slimline vents, nice and easy to clean. Vents here, and soft touches throughout. Like many a Chinese vehicle, no buttons or operations whatsoever on the right hand side. But but it seems to be becoming the norm. And reinforced chunky A and B pillars. The thing is, they're not any thicker than you would see on another vehicle, so the safety's there, but the blocking of vision isn't. All trims have electric seats, and that's the drivers and the passengers. Solid. And look, my seat's moving forward to my desired position. Now this is very clever. If I change this ever so slightly, would I like to save it? Would I like to restore it? And if I press restore, it'll go back to where it was. Things like that. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I need. Hi, Geely. Put my window down, please.
Okay.
Even though she was talking, she heard. I wondered if it had the same kind of systems that we've seen in other vehicles where if you say it's brassic, it actually turns the heaters on. Sadly, not the case. That doesn't mean that it can't do lots of other things, though. Hi, Geely. Could you turn up the fans, please?
Okay.
When it's done something, you get okay.
Okay.
Anyway, we could have lots of fun with that. You can use it to set navigation, etc. I love this micro thin rectangular letterbox cluster. It's got all the information I need, but it's not too overwhelming. As for the heads-up display, nice and clear. To turn off Geely's talker, you just press this. Now with a bit of luck, she won't pipe up. Looking hopeful. Lots of cool materials. This is almost like the contours that you'd find on an OS map. Extra storage, a wireless charger, cup holders, all looks like something for train tickets the like. Nice movement on things. Decent feeling switch gear of what little there is. The thing is, you don't really need it because this does everything you need. It's pretty quick too. Responsive, easy to use, something like 256 colours of ambient lighting, all operated through this. Full of functionality, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's also got a couple of features in that you don't expect, and you would probably end up crawling around on your knees trying to find them. Primarily this. That's the release for your petrol cap. To me, it looks a little bit like an alien flying over, alien craft maybe, and a padlock. But at no point does it resemble a petrol pump. Glossing over that, the rest of it, very straightforward. Navigation appears promptly, your radio stations, DAB 2. This is where you operate the volume, and the sound system is, well, you can even feel the bass. It's a very good, reminds me of Genesis. Now the things that they have got on button are front demister, recirculation mode, auto, temperature, a button to turn off the fan. If you go into the menu, you can see energy, statistics, all the features here. Power share, range protection, camping mode, themes, security manager, Spotify, all types of things. So we've got power share. Low battery startup. Once enabled, fuel will be used to generate power to start up when the battery is low. Honestly, they've thought of everything with this. Yes, there is the odd delay, but nothing to really write home about. 360 camera, good quality, and that's in the day and at night. I have noticed when indicating as well, you get a camera that shows the side view too. And there's loads of other things, USB music, rest mode, you can disable the sensors, and you've got your map and your Android Auto. Hill descent control, auto hold. You can change your energy recovery. Automatic, yeah, I thought as much. Low, medium and high. Steering assist, comfort and sport for the brake pedals, so heavier regen braking, lovely. Not quite one pedal, but pretty close. And this is where you choose between your pure electric or your hybrid mode, or power mode. Nice. Even power's got a nice bass. Rest mode.
Driver's seat is about to recline. Please ensure there are no passengers or belongings in the rear.
There we go. I was looking for something like this. Lovely. See, the Starray's even got your best interest at heart. Right, okay. And rest mode. You can set driving, lights, assistance, displays, you can connect, comfort seats, heads-up display, drive setup, different profiles, and heated and ventilated seats. Talk about value for money. I say a lot of people don't like screens, they prefer buttons. But when you get this level of functionality, I can see why it appeals. Build quality throughout. Look at that. I'm actually shaking the vehicle rather than the actual center console. Soft touches where it matters. If you've got this in the wrong position, you might find this rubs, but that's easily resolved by tweaking your seats. Down here, mega storage once again. Look at the size of that. 12 volt and a USB-C and a USB-A. Wireless charging pad and a decent storage point here, but it isn't ventilated. Now, have you seen the Easter eggs? I think there's around 10. I've managed to find two. It looks like Beijing here, or at least some kind of Chinese palace. Yeah, throughout this review, have a quick look and see what you can spot. I'm guaranteed to have missed some. Simple operations favoriting system as well, so you can map certain features to certain buttons. Nice and easy to go through the display, and there's not too much piano black. It's like a driver's wheel, I like that. Nice chunky stalks, and everything just feels good to the touch. You will find harder plastics, but they're lower down, and to be honest, they're not bad. Seats, buckety, supportive, comfortable, and just enough adjustment in the seat. So, I've got height adjustment. Sadly, no height adjustment on the passenger seat. But I've noticed, compared to a lot of vehicles, it's quite low down. I suppose the only challenge is everything's dark, but at least this area is lit up, which is nice. It adds a little bit of pizzazz, shall we say. The mood lighting. It's hidden, so you don't see a bar, you just see like an ambient glow. It's far more in keeping with the vehicle rather than slapping a neon on from the 90s. Reach and rake in the steering wheel, 2-pedal system as it's a hybrid, and a decent sized door pocket, auto dimming mirror, and let's just open the sun blind. Actually, I wonder if it's in the shortcuts. Sunroof shade, of course it is. It's a sunroof as well, and it slides, so it looks like it's tilt and slide. If you slide this to, say, there, it'll stop it there. Now we've got tilt. Perfect. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of customers. I can see why they're going after another 100 dealers. And in 1 year as well. Reach and rake in the steering wheel. Headroom about 2 inches with a sunroof. Comfortable position. And not too many controls. Glove box. Button. Not the biggest. It'll do the job. And I think that's your lot. Let's take a look in the back. I almost forgot. Non-adjustable seat belts. Strange to see. Yet ISOFIXes on the front passenger seat. From the side, a great silhouette, and you can really see what I mentioned before. So the wheels, they're really close to the back and the front, meaning short overhangs. The touches of black here, the chrome as I mentioned, and the sporty satin roof rails. The slope of the roof isn't too either, so I don't think that'll affect headroom. I think it's going to be a bit like a TARDIS in there. Great space in the arches. And these 19s really do suit it. Front discs and rear discs, and it stops as well as it goes. This is where you charge it. Not the sturdiest flap in the world, but it'll do the job. And if you've noticed, it's not just Type 2. You can rapid charge too. Now, this charges at 30 kilowatts because we've got the 50-mile range battery. Now, if you go for the 80-mile range, then it'll charge at 60 kilowatt hour. On a Type 2 charger, 3 to 4 hours. Depending on which battery you go for. The thing is, we've had it on charge a few times and it's nice and simple. And then you check the screen and it'll tell you all the information you need. You could also use the app too. And the app will give you things like features for locking the car, checking status, also scheduling charges. Let's take a look in the rear. Wow, the door opens to a nice width. Considering it's not the longest door in the world, that's quite a good opening. I think this should be child's play like the front. Stepping in, I have to duck my head, but not as much as you might expect. Considering this is set up for me at 6'3", look at the space, and this is a mid-sized SUV. It's not mega big by any stretch of the imagination. It's just very clever space management and development. I didn't expect this much room. Finished similarly to the front, which is nice. Yes, hard plastic, but decent sized door pocket and an electric window. You will notice you've got the paint on the inside, but when you look at the price bracket, it's not surprising, and it doesn't detract anyway. I suppose it reminds me of old school cars. I mean, just look at the height of the windows. And what's headroom? 2 inches in the back? No, it's spacious, it's airy, and... Hello, Geely.
Hello.
Could you open the sunshade, please?
Okay.
See? Now that's what I was after. And that makes it really light and airy. I was right, it's like a TARDIS.
Sorry, please call me next time if you need me.
Okay, that can get a little tiresome. I can get my feet under the seats. We've got map pockets, mega area here, storage pot there, USB-C and a USB-A, and vents. Yes, it would have been nice to have a panel where we could change heat, have heated seats, etc, etc. But it doesn't mean that we won't see one in a higher spec or a later gen. This reminds me of the way I felt when I climbed in EV6 for the first time. Now, the seats don't slide forward, But to be honest, they don't need to. Do they recline? Let us find out. No recline. But it's a nice angle, so do you need it? Probably not. I'd be rather happy going on a long haul in this. My eye line is no word of a lie. Here. In SUVs normally. It's here. It's almost like having a train window. I love it. Extra window here for light. Yeah, that's the one thing you're just not going to suffer from. Honestly, it's like a greenhouse in comparison. Grab handle, yeah, above every door except the driver's. Proper button for the light. Bing. They also operate with the door. Speakers pretty much everywhere, right above your headrest. This is shaping up to be a rather nice vehicle. Starray. Comfortable buckety seats. Yes, they're not the most buckety in the world, but squidge factor, whoop, whoop, very good. Now everything's finished nicely. It's not Bentley level, but it's not meant to be. And there's a few hard plastics that I would have covered with the material. But once again, considering the price, in awe, to be honest. If you like this type of video, why not subscribe to the channel? You just hit the button on the right hand side. It's free and you'll get an alert every time we upload. Thank you. A pull down armrest with cup holders. Ski hatch? No. Oh well, we can't have everything. Finally, isofixes and airbags around the vehicle. Let's take a look at the rear. As expected, simplicity to climb out of. Decent height, especially for me. And on this occasion, I've saved the best to last. So much so, I'm going to get a selfie with it. Starray. What a name. Honestly. Star Wars-y, Star Trek-y, Starfield-y, Cosmos-y. Also, laser ray gun. No, not Ronald Reagan, but similar. Like the front. Sleek, stylish. Look at the curvature on the rear lights and the fact it goes into a full light bar. You can tell it was designed in Milan. It's got that Italian flair. Also the colour of this, it's like a smoked rear light. Reminds me of old Quattros and that kind of thing, even though you can see a deep red here. LED, the best of the best, once again. Parking sensors, reversing camera, cross-traffic alert, cross-traffic mitigation, all the bells and whistles. I do like this rear diffuser styling. And of course this sporty rear spoiler with high level brake light and this, nice. Colour coded once again. It's not quite as aggressive as some of the other SUVs. It's just tastefully designed. Let's take a look in the boot. Power tailgate. And a nice cool light bar that just illuminated. So it opens high, but to be honest, I did expect it to be a little higher. The thing is, you've got a recess here, so you can stand under it, even at my height. Nice. Covers on the struts. Clever. Oh no, I'm falling in the boot. Not bad. Slight, decent sized boot with a pull-out load cover. It's got quite a bit of depth to it. Virtually no lip either. Subwoofer here. Some of the plastics have got a bit of flex to them, but you're not travelling in the boot, so it doesn't really matter. Shopping bag hooks, and under the floor, more storage with a charging cable. This will vehicle to load, so you can charge electric bikes, run coffee machines, and this is especially clever. It's got V to V, so vehicle to vehicle, and that means you can charge up your friend's NEV. That's clever thinking. Half decent load cover too. To remove the load cover, just pull in one end, and then it's just a matter of negotiating. Simple. Single boot light. I think it might have benefited from two, but it doesn't detract from the experience. Okay, let's drop the seats. We can do them from the boot, but I think it'd be easier from the back seat. Pull this in and there we go. Ooh, looking good so far. Can I stretch over? I can, just. That's worth knowing. Doesn't lay entirely flat, but it's not bad. Quite easily get some long items in here. I'd likely get my electric mountain bike in with the back wheel on. Look, no gap. Perfect for tip runs and returning from uni. Not bad considering a full dining set for 11 came in these boxes. Plus some bits of drain pipe. And look at that, it's nice width. No transmission tunnel, makes it far easier. Yeah, I think that's satisfactory. Well, you can't say that we don't put these to the test. It's all secure. Let's take a look under the bonnet. to release, pull once. Oh, it is only once. Interesting. Struts, struts, let there be struts. The release is on the right. No, it's pretty much in the centre, and just push left. It is a bit finicky if you're a ham-fisted weasel with big fat fingers like me. There we go. Whoa, that is weighty. Something to note. So, a 1.5 four-cylinder engine. And then any of the orange bits, hybridity. Very straightforward. You can see where to top up fluids. Ah, interesting. Relatively high air intake as well, so about here. It's not a wader per se, but standing water shouldn't be a challenge. Time to see how it drives. Welcome behind the wheel of the new Geely Starray. And it's as cool as it sounds. Yes, it does have a few bings and bongs and bangs. Not bangs, just bings and bongs. Mind you, that's the safety doing this job, and I want Overwatch. I do understand these people that don't want it, but I mean, all you need to do is technically ignore it, because it will put its foot down if it thinks that there's something untoward, shall we say. Because it's got mitigation systems, cameras, and it throws it all into an AI century type thing that goes, I'm not really up for whatever that is. Thing is, it does these kind of things in microseconds. For example, if it's in an impact, it can cut off the battery connection to the powertrain in, I think it's 0.005 milliseconds. I mean, you can't even fathom that time frame. No, this is a fantastic SUV, and considering its size, as you saw going around that bend then, well, did you notice body roll?
No, not at all.
Exactly.
It's comfortable.
It's the way I describe it normally. It's stiff enough and dynamic enough
Clear on the left.
to give you a smile on the face. Bit of wheel spinach, but it can get away in double quick time. Look at the heron crossing the road.
Whoa.
Well, flying across the road. Majestic. So, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, auto braking, emergency this, emergency that, NCAP 5 as I mentioned. So it's got all that covered. If I kick down now, you get the electric motor, and then you get, yes, the whir of the engine, an Atkinson cycle. So when you put your foot down, it essentially sounds like a CVT. But it's not slow like the original CVTs, because you've got an electric motor. So you can still get that oomph, which makes it a lot safer to overtake and pull out of junctions, etc. Getting up to motorway speeds, absolutely no problem. Steering. Yes, kind of speaks for itself. It's not the heaviest steering in the world, but it's still got a pretty good feel to it. The thing is, it's a family SUV. It's not a Type R or an N. So it's set up the way it should be. To be honest, it's a nice balance. It's an enjoyable drive. The thing is, if I go into this corner now, I know it'll just go around it. You can almost, what's the word, flex with it a bit like a hot hatch. So you can't necessarily throw it round a bend, but you do feel it. It's definitely got a feel, which is nice. The thing is, one of the reasons that I would buy an electric or a hybrid SUV is if it put a smile on my face. If it doesn't, I'm not really interested. I know it's there for a purpose, practicality, etc. Have you seen the state of these white lines?
I was going to actually say the state of the roads, though, is what you're feeling, not the actual performance of the car.
Not just that, though. This is actually steering round them, so it could see the ones that were broken back there. There's not many safety systems out there that could follow that.
Messed up, yeah.
Exactly.
That's very advanced.
Well, as we know, the architecture on this, with the AI integration and the fact that
level, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it is. That's, if you read descriptions of the GEA platform, it is quite literally next level. Yes, I'm never going to get bored of that
It is
name.
fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I find it very smooth to drive. It's very nice.
That's what it is. And even when it changes from EV to HEV, then it's seamless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you've noticed, there isn't actually a button anywhere that says EV, HEV. So it does what it needs to.
Yeah.
You can override it in the screen, but
Why would you want to, really?
well, I suppose the way I see a vehicle like this is you just climb in it and drive it, and it does exactly what it needs to on its own. You can feel the regen as well. It's not too heavy, but it's heavy enough to scrub a little bit of speed off and bring this, if you've noticed then, it weightened up. And yes, you've got driving modes, so sport, comfort, etc, etc. Nice and straightforward cluster. You see everything you need. Thing is, if I need anything, I'll just say, "Hi, Geely.
Hello.
Can you put my window down, please?" Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
The regen, it's definitely got an adaptive mode engaged because I'm not needing to weighten it up by using paddles or anything like that. On that note, there is no paddles. Yeah, there's slightly more bongs when you enter different zones, and it does flash on the heads-up display next to the MPH with a little red circle. If you travel at 30, in a 30, it still seems to think it should put a red circle up. No, it's a smooth drive, and the transition from hybrid to EV.
Didn't scrabble for a grip.
So 0 to 60 in 8 seconds, but to 30 far quicker. Even bumps like this takes it nice and easily. There's no excessive bangs. And on roads in general, it's got quite nice road manners. I mean, you do have to watch for the potholes around here. Feels grounded at all times, and any bobbles and bumps, it just eats up without any problem. The one thing I did notice is it doesn't like overtaking cars that are parked. If there's a line coming the other way, you might have to battle with it. I presume if you indicate, you'll override that. The way it slows down is connected to the speed limits. So if you're approaching a roundabout and it's still in a 50 limit, it won't slow down. However, if you're going from a 50 to a 30, it will, or if it detects a vehicle in front. Because if I accelerate now, it started braking for me.
So no matter what, it's safety first.
Oh yeah, it feels a bit like the VW G vehicles actually in that way. So you don't even need to be in adaptive and it's still got your back. But it's not too invasive. I mean, it comes around these S-bends nicely, neatly. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, not only does it tick a lot of boxes, it gives you a heck of a lot for the money.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Geely are coming in strong. You know, you can tell that they want the UK market, as I mentioned.
Oh yeah, it's an 8-year warranty on the actual car as well. It's
Yeah.
battery, isn't
Oh,
it?
class leading.
Yeah.
Or industry leading, rather. Honestly. No, everything is straightforward and easy, which I like. But it can still put a grin on your face.
Well,
The only thing I would have liked is a few more buttons, but to be honest, it's covered most of it with the rotary and these buttons. So, am I just saying that for the sake of it? You'll be able to get one, take it for servicing, valeting, whatever you want. You know, they will
peace
be
of
able to
mind,
look
exactly,
after it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes, oh look, a number plate with Ben on it. Wow. Yes. Great brakes, great acceleration, great suspension. You can tell it's been tuned for UK roads. A lot of journalists say that it's not got a dynamicness to it. I beg to differ.
So say, have they actually driven it?
Well, they've probably driven it, what, 3 miles? In the city.
You're not going to get a scope for how it feels.
No, for the money, I dare say it's pretty much unbeatable. So, there you have it. The new Geely Starray. Thanks for watching.
Bye.